Welcome to the Monster Movie Maker Moment, brought to you by the Ghosts and Ghouls podcast. Today, we're talking about the Ninnitikati, the walking skeleton of the Mono people legend. The Mono people myth coming from the Mono people of California. Ninnitikati in the Mono language, or more commonly referred to, because that word is very hard to say, the walking skeleton.
Okay.
It is a chilling figure in the folklore of the Mono people. It's a terrifying legend that has roots in the harsh realities of life in the Great Basin. The myth emerged as a cautionary tale warning against the dangers of extreme hunger and the lengths to which desperation can drive a person. The walking skeleton is described as a fearsome man-eating monster that was once human. According to the legend, this being was transformed into a walking skeleton after consuming its own flesh during a severe famine. All right, you think about it.
Yeah, I absolutely
Brother,
have nothing.
So there's no movies,
Yeah.
obviously, about this thing. I had just like the darkest, grittiest fucking movie where, have you seen the clip of the guy who's like in the super claustrophobic space and he looks up and there's like a woman there smiling at him that's all decrepit, and he like freaks out and he blinks and she's gone. Like, he's crawling through the crawl space of his house, right? And he looks over and that's there and it disappears. That fast. Boom, right? You ever been in a crawl space?
Mm-hmm.
Watching this shit? Like, bam, that quick. So,
I've seen that scene.
So I had this idea of a movie where a couple goes to Mono Lake, right? They're on their way out there, and I have the idea is you have the car coming up, right? And you have the headlights, and then you see the skeletal ankles step out, and then it turns towards the car, and the car locks up, and then you just see it, poof, right, get hit, and then you the car slides over top of the camera, right? And then you just see the red lights, and you see the tire marks, right?
Yeah.
And you can hear the oh my god, and you hear the car shut off, and people get out. And they run around and feet, and then the camera kind of starts panning towards them. And it's a man and a woman. And he's like, oh my God, I didn't see her, blah, blah, blah. Where'd she, what happened? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? And they're looking for this woman that they just smoked.
Right.
And all of a sudden he screams, she gets back in the car and drives off. Right?
Okay.
So then there's a series of, I'm gonna have to get fucking rid of that because that shit just keeps popping up and freaking me the fuck out. So from there, you have, the story goes, the reporting goes crazy that this guy and his girlfriend went out, he got mauled by a mountain lion or something, just drug his ass off. And there was no fucking whatever. Mm-hmm. And the police refused to go up there because it is protected by the Native American, by the Monos.
Reservation. Yeah.
It's a reservation. And they're like, you don't understand, there's public access. And they're like, yeah, we get that, but we don't go, we're not going to go investigate it. Obviously, it was a mountain lion. Mm-hmm. Nothing's going to drag your husband, your boyfriend off like that, whatever. Q podcaster comes in. He's like, oh, shit, this could be my big break. We could figure out what happened to this guy, right? He's a true crime podcaster. So he pairs up with this chick who everybody's like, hey, you're crazy. Take the L, girl. Your boyfriend's gone.
Yeah.
So he goes up there and starts trying to talk to the Mono tribe and talk to the people, talk to the elders, and they're just no, get the fuck out. So he goes up there to recreate at night and he sees it, right?
Okay.
But the thing chases him into because it's all rocky. So he runs is running from it, tries to get back in his car, can't get back in the car, the thing's approaching the car. He runs past it, and then he hides in an outcropping of a cave, right?
Right.
So he's there, and then the thing comes, and then he backs up, and then he's basically it's pushing him into the cave. And then he gets down and he starts backing up this way, and then all of a sudden it runs off. But then it's a cat and mouse game while he's crawling around trying to get out, as this thing is using the tunnels around him to try to lure him. And then he's finding human bones, like skulls and stuff where this thing has been feeding,
right,
and eating and eating and eating. And eventually the girl comes up and finds him, and they save him, right? Pulls him out. It's like, oh my God. Like, he's like, no, you don't understand. We got to get the fuck out of here. Like, this shit's crazy. So they leave, but when they go to leave, the Native Americans kind of like stop them. They're like, hey, like, sorry, you can't leave. Like, now you know our problem. Like, this thing has been existing here. And it's like, well, what do you mean this thing has been existing here? And then they tell the story, and they have like this really gnarly flashback, right?
Right.
And you see a Native American woman they're obviously starving, right? And she just is like sitting there like just dry, cracked lips, like they're dehydrated, they're starving. And she just looks down and she just starts chewing on her nail, right? And she just takes too big of a bite and just like, ugh. And then just like starts sucking on her finger and like sucking the blood. And then she just have to take another little bite. And she just keeps doing that again and again. And then all of a sudden she's down into her, like the webbing of her hand. And she just chomps down, eats, and then like sped up, like she bites off her own tongue, swallows that, like, and she's just eating herself, like biting her lips off. And it's just like this super like gritty, like really choppy camera, like almost like it's under a strobe light as she's doing it to herself.
Oh, I was even thinking like having it to where like she's sitting at a fire and the camera's behind, so you just see her back and then the fire. And
I like that too.
You just hear the munching and the crunching,
and then like, what are you eating? She turns around, her lips are gone, teeth are all bloody, there's blood all down, her tongue's gone, she's chewing on her hand, and she's just like, oh, I'm hungry, you know, because she doesn't have a tongue, she can't really talk. And they're like, oh my God. And then she runs off into the desert to like, and then she becomes the walking skeleton. And come to find out, like the leader of the tribe, it's like his great grandmother. And so like every so often people come up to the lake and they just kind of let her just do her thing. And that's where she's dragging them all back into, is this cave, and she's eating them, right? And so they're like, so we can't let you go because it incriminates us, because we know this monster's here, but it's one of our oldest members. Like, we can't let you kill it.
So they've been doing like a sacrifice or a ritual sacrifice of...
Not even like a ritual sacrifice.
Not a ritual. Sorry, not a ritual sacrifice, but just a human sacrifice to appease it.
I don't even think it's like that. I think it's just like we turned a blind eye every now and again so it can live.
Oh.
And it's like, oh my God. Because it doesn't fuck with the tribe. It only fucks with the outsiders. Because that's kind of how like the barrier's been set up. I see what you're saying. Okay. So they end up kind of pushing them back towards the cave, right? And the thing comes out, and it pulls them into the cave, right? The people leave while they're scampering, trying to get around it, you know, like kick it in the face, you know, like it's biting on them, it's doing all this stuff, trying to attack them, and then they hit it and it stops moving, like smoke it in the head with a rock, poof, it's down, right? Mm-hmm. You know, twitching, like they think they've won. They're like, okay, we got it. They know the way out. They crawl out, right? They're all gored up. They're all covered in bones. She found her boyfriend. Like, his coat is all shredded up. Like, it's obviously him. Like, bits of his, you know, hair is like, I had just this visceral image where like it bit down and like pulled cheek out and like pulled, so like his eye's still hanging there and the flesh is like off of his face, right? It's a skull, but like all the meat's still hanging there. Like, it's got his necklace on, like scalp is pulled off and intact, but you can tell like this thing has just been like munched into his head and his brains are gone. Like, just really just grotesque, like broken body. And then they get out. They're all like cut up from the rocks and crawling around. Their elbows are all scored up. Faces are all cut. Maybe one of them took like a gnarly like claw slash across the face, and like their forehead's been bleeding down the side of their face. They're like, oh, okay, it's over with. And then you just see the hands reach out and grab the dude's ankles and just drop him and just yank. And then just like, you just see the rocks cut them all up, gore line as he just drugged down into the cave, and she screams. And then the movie ends. Like, she got out, he dies, like, reporter, podcaster, true crime guy dies. But I want it to have, like, that undertones of, like, it's got to be true crime. I'm going to help her find her thing, but then they discover something on the more supernatural side.
Right.
And like, boom.
Dang. Okay. That's, yeah. I see that.
But I just had this like hard gore, like just the most.
Yeah.
I can picture this thing like coming up to the car and like doing the tap tap tap, like wanting to get in. It walks over and it's like trying to figure out, because it's old, and so it's like trying to figure out the door handles, and it's like shaking on the car, and the car's shaking, and then it's just like it walks around and looks and looks and looks and looks and looks, and then it crawls up on the car and then down across the car, and then it gets up and it just is looking in the like in the window, and it just goes. It just like blows the window out with his head, and it's like,
oh god,
like, because that's the thing. I don't want it to be like sentient in terms of like.
Well, no, it's driven by instinct.
Yeah, exactly. It is a hunter through and through, but it just knows that it doesn't hunt these people.
Yeah,
like it doesn't hunt these people because it knows it's people.
It is familial instincts as well. It's like, yeah, I got you. I was going on a similar route of being very horror-wise. I was actually thinking about it being towards the... I don't think it's called... I don't know if it was the Oregon Trail. No. Sorry.
The game?
Not that. Yeah, it was based off of the Journey or whatever.
The Trail of Tears.
Trail of Tears. I couldn't think of it for it. Not that. Sorry. But it was during the expansion of the Pilgrims moving to the west.
Okay,
right.
As European settlers moved west.
European settlers going that, and they're more going to the west. And I would see like this group, maybe they go through, and then of course they meet the Mono tribe during its time. And I would say that even they exchange, because they have the tradition of helping communities, and they help these new settlers. Because they've shown kindness, and even the settlers showed kindness because they're tired of all the fighting.
Yeah.
They've had their own deals of war on the east side. That's why they're escaping to the west. And I kind of want to have it like that. And so they've lost...
Oh, like a cowboy horror?
Yes, and they've lost so much, especially the guy's daughter, right?
Okay.
She's full, like, depression. Like, eyes in. She hasn't eaten for days. She is not eaten for days. They're talking to the settler, to the tribe. They're offering food, feast, and she, refuses. And they kind of like side eye her a little bit, and just kind of start keep trying to pass her stuff. Like, hey, eat. Here's some
soup.
Here's some chili. Here's some vegetables. Here's stuff. And even when she doesn't take it, she just she can't fathom it because she's had so much loss, depression, or whatever. But they go into the storytelling of all this stuff, and they talk about a creature based off of cannibalism instead, but they don't go into full details about it. Anyway, she starts getting bad. Like, she starts getting the symptoms of hunger.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I want it to start transforming as they start, because they leave the tribe, they carry on, but the tribe starts noticing a lot more symptoms, as in the nails are starting to get bit down way far, or whatever. Her lips, of course, crusted, like you said in yours.
On her lip,
a lot more
inside of her lip.
Exactly, they see her doing that a lot of the times, but you can just have this picture of, okay, we need to move on. They go, and the tribe just all gathers together and just looks at them as they leave, because they know something that's happening. And
I just had an epiphany, horror movie, right? Europeans, settlers into Western expansion, right? You have the cowboys, you have all this stuff, right?
Yes.
They come across, they meet the tribe.
Yeah.
The tribe does have legends of witchcraft.
Yes.
They inflict this guy's daughter with the witchcraft, where she doesn't eat, or all food that she eats tastes terrible to her. Right?
Oh, and she's projected vomits, or something like that.
Just gets violently ill until she
the human flesh,
until she human fleshes it, and she's starving. But then you would have the sickest fucking like Western, like, you know how Sinners did like Southern gangsters coming from Chicago fighting vampires? You could literally have like cowboys fighting zombies, like, or fighting a supernatural zombie, right?
Oh yeah,
like and it's just like
the cowboy Indian versus like the zombies situation. I kind of wanted to have it like that, right? To where, especially the witchcraft could happen.
But that's like the inkling of like, hey, we're just like, we don't want them here. We're gonna give them a little bit of a blight.
I wouldn't say all of them. I would say maybe a more scornful member of the tribe is like just hates these settlers because she's remembered them or whatever from the early days of the settlers, and so she just witchcraft.
Yep, I'm gonna delve into the dark arts. I'm gonna blight this poor little girl. She's gonna lose her fucking mind. She's gonna starve to death, and he's gonna have to watch. And then she's like starts nibbling, and then that's the
because she was already at like depressed and everything, like full on depression, eyes sunken. Could tell like you haven't slept well.
You could. Oh my god! You know, did you ever watch Evil Dead?
Yes.
Like the remake where the girl like licks the knife and splits her tongue.
Yes.
So you could have it like that kind of grit. You know what I mean? Like they're all dirty, they're all this, they're all that, and then you just look over and she's just like, just bites down on her lip and it's just blood.
I would even have it to where like some
Sam Raimi direct this movie.
I was even thinking too is that some of the Indian tribe members are like they want to help these people, but like the only way to get rid of that is that they have to kill her.
Yeah,
like
they have to kill her before she turns.
Exactly. There's no reverse.
And he's so reluctant to do it.
And he's like tries to protect her, so now it's like this hunt, like they're on the run now because he's thinking they're just hunting them down because they're settlers. You know, of course. And it's just another tribe versus settlers war, and he's just tired of it. But in reality is they're trying to save that man because or save even the group, whatever, because she's turning into
the second she becomes it, she's immortal and like she's not gonna die to knives, bows, and gunfire.
No, I would even say that they would probably have like a tradition of they would have to cut off its head, its limbs, bury it, burn it, and to like burn its bones and all that stuff. Probably would be in part of its tradition. I don't know it.
This also kind of reminds me of the tones in the was it Abigail? I think was the movie name. It was about the guys who it's a crew of criminals who are paid to go kidnap this like trillionaire, billionaire, whatever, his daughter, and they hold her for ransom. And she like they turn out like she's a vampire, and she just starts shredding them to fucking death. Like, but I'm like, dude, like that's kind of like a cool, because you could have like that teenage girl who's like, like maybe her mom died on the trail and she's already a little like that's why she's susceptible to the witchcraft because she's already in a dark place.
Like older brother, he's lost his son, so he doesn't want to lose another kid as well.
So he's super protective. He gets there, he's trying. The other person's like, no, well, your people killed my like blah, blah, like blah. Your people, not like I get my people might have killed your two people, but your people killed thousands of my people, so blight. And then boom.
Yeah, but they never meet the witch. I don't want this to they meet the witch or whatever because the curse. Maybe towards the end they understand how it happened. Because they see signs of witchcraft on her. Even the tribe members in the end they see it and they're like, we gotta cast her out for even attempting this. But I would say that there's probably a scene too where he's backed up to a corner of like a rock formation. And she's behind him, and he's like torch, maybe even a gun with like a bullet left. And it's like a group of the Indians or whatever, the Mono tribe, just like trying to like, hey, we're ready. And like he's like, I'm gonna defend her with my life. This is my daughter, whatever. And then in the back, you just see her like, she starts crying, and he's like, it starts like the sound starts being muffled because she's chewing on her tongue. And he's just like. And he crying, and then the hair, the black hair goes down over, And then she looks up, and it's just like he could tell like these eyes of just And she jumps onto him. He loses the pistol, but like in the end,
it would almost be cool if you saw the witchcraft happen. You saw the witch, right?
Yeah.
She thinks she's gotten away with it. They watch him die, right? They try to the tribe watches the guy die, tries to intervene. But then they're like, "Hey, you made this. Go deal with it," and they force her to face this thing.
No, I want him to be like survive, right? Because they get her off. They don't kill her because she runs off.
Yeah.
But she knows the witch. She like feels it.
Yeah.
And she goes back to the tribe, but like on the way, she's just leaving this blood path of like eating carcasses. She's ripping off.
Or she's ripping herself apart.
Ripping herself apart. But like it meets like some of the Indians on the way as well, that are some of the tribe members that are on the way to help. And then she goes through like the camp or whatever. But like the father's like, what just happened? Blah 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 blah. Like, we got to go kill her. And I would see it as like using that final bullet on her, maybe to stop her.
Yeah.
Or either chooses the witch, and he. I
had a really interesting shot in my mind for that little girl and the witch going at it, right? Where it's shot from the lake, right? And the lake's like glass still, so you have the two of them on the shoreline, like off in the distance. You can see both of them, and you can see the reflections in the water, like pulling far back to you. Right, and then she just trucks her, and then it's just gore.
Yeah,
and then like the water starts to like dilute because of the blood spilling into the water, and it starts just like cascading out, and she's just in there just ripping intestines.
That's
and,
where
like,
I want.
You see like an arm flip off, like almost like.
But that's also where I would like to see the father come up and find her, just
goring her, and then he just.
Absolutely.
And you could do it in such a way, right? That happens, and he limps off, right? Drops the gun, he limps off, right? Just still hurt, right? And then credits roll, whatever, or maybe he goes back and he sits down with the tribe and they kind of induct him into the tribe, whatever, right? Credits roll, end credit, moon's real low, you have all the lighting, like all the silhouettes of everything, and you see her just like sit up, and you can just see like her mouth open, like nose gone, like you can see almost like the exit wound just like blew out the front of her face, and it's just like the skeleton getting up, and then she just like creaks up and just walks off. It's like, oh fuck.
Absolutely, yeah. That's kind of where I was going with it when I heard about like the tribe, and then I was just thinking about the Western movement of new settlement and all that, because that was the original like.
I dig it.
We're getting her so
I dig it. I would love to see a Western, like a cowboy horror film like that. That would be a fucking sick one.
Because that's how The Sinners was, as well as like it started all as well as hunting down this vampire, the Indian tribe, whatever.
Yeah.
They were hunting him down, and I was like, I would love to have that aspect in there too in the movie, but they didn't really touch upon it as well.
I didn't
hate it, but I
also
was like,
they necessarily needed it to be
it was more of like, that's a plus.
I think it added to the time, because that was kind of the other thing too, is with Sinners, you felt like you were watching two different movies.
No, so don't get me wrong, the entire movie was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah. I just thought, that would have been cool.
You wanted more Native American kind
of... no, when I saw that it had Native Americans in it, I was like, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and I still enjoyed it.
They spent too much on Michael B. Jordan and made him play two parts.
I swear,
they paid too much. So
they had double his salary,
But yeah. That was kind of my, like, I wanted that grisly, like, hey, we got out. Like,
absolutely.
The descent tunnels almost, like, hey, we did it, we're out. No, we're not. And then, like, old girl just, like, as you hear just, like, the cracking of this dude dying. And then credits roll. It wins. It always wins. The bad guy wins.
That's all I got for mine. And,
Somebody picked this movie idea up. Come to us. Well, send us an email. The email's in the description.
That's gonna be it for the Ghosts and Ghouls episode of this. I forgot what the name of the story is.
Nini Tikati.
Nini Tikati?
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the episode for the Nini Tikati.
Nini.
The Walking Skeleton.
Walking Skeleton.
If you guys enjoyed this, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on for any notifications to stay updated for when we post, as well as follow us on our Instagram, TikTok, and to go ahead and help us out by, going to the link in the description below. Just support us, as well as leave a review. And also, again, we're doing uncut, unedited episodes on Patreon as well for $1.
No softies.
Yep. And then if you guys,
because I'm probably gonna say something that's gonna upset some people.
Absolutely. And then at the
ghost pussy.
Gosh. And if you're watching the Monster Movie Maker moment, and if you want to see the full context of this, please go to the Ghosts and Ghouls podcast episode. It should be around over here somewhere. And and then that's it for this episode. That's way too high. Down. Like, okay. All right. Ghosts and Ghouls.